because
Yeah.
one of the things that I it's so interesting that you brought this up, because I was just having this conversation with somebody from I think it was the Department of Ed. One of the things that really frustrates me about media literacy and its ability to be launched on a wide scale
Yeah.
when it comes to education is most of the people in education don't understand.
No.
They don't have any
No.
idea, because again,
No.
it's a training
Yeah.
and a way of looking at
Yeah.
receiving information and communicating that we just have not been taught.
Mm-mm.
We've all been taught to
We've-
use devices like we've been taught to use radios on the, in your car. You just turn it on, it works.
We figured
Turn
it.
it up, turn it
We
down.
just figured it out
We
ourselves.
figured it out, right? Not understanding. I say this all the time. You probably heard me say it before. No one knows how to use their devices.
I don't.
No one does.
I don't.
Whenever you get a device, and anyone listening to this can test this theory, whenever you get a device, you walk into the place that you're getting the device from, they cut the device on for you.
Yeah.
You leave the store.
Pretty much.
You don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
They're like, don't start any wars. Here you go.
all you know how to do is what you're able to do. Let me give you a perfect example. YouTube influencers.
Mhm.
Someone was asking me, how do YouTube influencers become so popular, particularly like kid ones? Like, how is it possible that all these kids are finding? I was like, open your device. What's the one platform you can use without any training?
That makes sense.
YouTube.
Yeah.
You don't even need to log in.
Right. Yeah.
It's the only device.
plays
It's
videos.
the only app on your phone.
Yeah.
You don't have to log in. You don't have to create an account. You don't have to do anything other than click it.
Yep.
And you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
right, man.
does a YouTube influencer have to create a model for you?
Not really.
No. They
It's got to
know
make
you're
something
coming.
you want to look at. Yeah.
They know you're coming.
Right. Right.
Because
right.
and I can guarantee you, if you have a kid or if there's a parent listening to this, what your kid is usually using, if you're giving them a tablet or device,
YouTube
is YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing on on your device that they can control on their own. And people will go, oh, look how smart my kid is. They're able to skip between videos.
He's watching TV.
How difficult is it to him to swipe left?
Right.
What are we talking about?
It's not hard.
And so there's
this. Mr. Beast is first on every damn YouTube installed anywhere.
Because a 3-year-old can operate YouTube on a tablet does not mean they know anything about operating a device. And our adult human beings' ability to operate devices are at the level of 3-year-olds using a tablet and watching YouTube.
For sure.
We have no idea how these machines work. If one of them breaks, what do?
Buy a new one.
If it's acting up, what do? You don't know what to do. It's not like a car where you can go, all right, let me look under the hood. And even that, we don't know how to do anymore. Because our ability to be able to understand the devices that we're using is gone.
Mm-hmm.
We're in this world where we just are in this thing called devices. I have my watch, and I got my tablet, and I got my thing, but I don't know how none of it works. So the minute any of it goes awry, we're back at the store again buying another one.
Right.
And that has created this, again, society has forced everyone into this funnel.
Yeah.
And no one is honking the horn or throwing a red flag or pulling out a red card saying, wait. Mm-hmm. If we're all being forced into this funnel, what's going to happen when we get there? Who's going to control whether or not this is good or bad for all of us? And I think you're right to say there is a responsibility of all of the entities that are there in control of that space to be able to have some type of system of rules and regulations.
Well, how regulated is the printed word? You know what I mean? Like
extremely.
There's rules against that kind of stuff.
There's so many rules.
It's inspected so much more.
It's so inspected that certain publications can't even be displayed in certain areas. Right. Like if you sell the National Enquirer, you can't be on a bookshelf. You have to be in the magazine, in a certain area of the store. Like it's just not even allowed. Right.
So,
you know, and if you write an article, right, or you write a book, or you write I don't know, anything in the printed world, at the beginning, whether it is on the page before or at the top of that article or book or whatever on the page before, you have to say who wrote it, when they wrote it, and have some type of information about who put this thing together. In the video world,
Oh,
you can ask people what they. I do this all the time whenever I'm teaching workshops. So, what do you watch on TV last night? They're like, oh, I watched Law and Order. All right, who made it?
Right.
Who wrote it? Who directed it?
Yeah.
No clue.
Right.
You watch? Oh, I watched the game last night. Okay, you know it has a producer and director that did the game. Who produced and directed the game?
No idea.
No clue.
Right.
Right. It's completely different set of rules,
Yeah.
and we've all been funneled into this world of let's all use the internet.
Yeah.
But no one has stopped to say, which is to say, we need some rules and regulations here. And mainly it's because the internet is no different than the industrial age at the beginning of the 20th century.
We've talked about that with the printing press, and it's the same thing. I was going to ask you,
not even the printing press. When you look at just look at what JP Morgan or Wells Fargo or Steele or Carnegie, these guys were the reason why Hershey's became Hershey's and Heinz became Heinz.